Team Assignment 2, Group 6, Sofia,
Joel,
Jessica,
Kajsa,
Anna.
We chose to introduce the progressive form because it's a very common structure in the English language. Referring to Saga and Svartvik, page 157, another reason why we chose this topic is that we think it's a very good way to start developing their speaking and writing skills, since the early stages of education is revolving around the children and their interests, page 69 in Kiveni and Lundberg.
Our approach is mainly natural, including games and songs, referring back to the seminar by Stellan Sund, 29th of January 2016. The lesson is intended for pupils in the early stages of the second grade. In our lesson, we will start by introducing the subject. We will briefly explain what the progressive form is about, and then we will show a short video from YouTube. The video contains a catchy song that is easy to learn and sing along to.
After the video, we will talk a bit more about the subject when we use the ing form. We refer back to the video all the time. We expect this introduction will take about 10 to 15 minutes. After introduction, we will practice what we have talked about and listen to by playing a game. We will play Simon Says. The game is found on page 38 in Kiveni and Lundberg. To include the subject, we will ask, what are we doing? For example, what are we doing? We are jumping. By playing a game, the pupils will find it easier to speak. They will do it unconsciously. This we expect will take about 10 minutes.
At the end, the pupils will come up with their own sentences regarding the subject. For example, X is playing basketball. When they have come up with the sentence, we will check to see if they have understood the progressive form. If they have, they can draw a picture to the sentence they have come up with.
Our long-term goal is for the pupils to understand the function and the use of the ing form. We will evaluate their progress by watching and documenting how well they play the games, if they're active, and if they start to be independent when using the ing form, referring back to Sandström, page 51. By looking at the sentences they have written, it will show if they have understood the topic.
One concern we have is that the pupils might not understand when and why they have to use the ing form. They could confuse it with the S form, for example, plays instead of playing. If they do that, we would have to go back to the beginning and try to explain in a different way. Another concern may be that the students think the song or the game is too boring. So it's a matter of trying to engage all of the pupils.
This could be handled by motivating the pupils to say things they like or would like to do while playing. These could be anything from driving rally cars to baking the biggest cake in the world, whatever they come up with.
There are many things that can go wrong in the class, and as always you need to have a backup plan. If something is taking more time than expected, you have to change your planning. We have chosen to focus on the first parts of the lesson, the introduction, the song, and the game Simon Says.
We use the parts where the pupil get to write their own sentences, if we have time. If not, we will postpone that exercise to another lesson. If the pupils think the lesson is too easy, we can make the game a bit shorter and instead focus on the last part where they write their own sentences. Instead of just writing 1 or 2 sentences, they can write a short story or write more sentences explaining a given picture.
You could practice this in many different fun ways. You could sing a lot and play games and do many other activities. Our experiences are that it's easy to understand once you've been properly introduced to it. What makes it easier to understand is that the ing form has the same pattern in Swedish, but with an R ending in the words like hoppar, springer.
We think it's a well-planned lesson because we have used a lot of different activities that includes all 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading and writing. We have thought about how to solve situations where pupils think the activities are too hard or too easy. We think that in the end, the pupils will find the lesson fun.